Hello, yes, morning everyone. Always nice to have you back for my live broadcast, Amy's Trading Journals. Today is 15th December 2020, Tuesday today. What we're going to talk about today, market weather for today, the cloud is still there. Later, we talk about the details. And also last night, for the US market, I already sold my BNTX. And that's a very sharp drop last night. But I sold it before I went to bed. And why I sold it. And if you didn't sell it, so how to deal with it, later we talk. And also for US market, Enphase Energy seems like it is going to move up. So later we check the details. And for Singapore market, we have Olam, Comfort, Delgro, and Beverage. The three I mentioned already showed us the first recycle, but the buy point not yet confirmed. So why we should always wait for the confirmation? Because we want to avoid some false breakthrough. For now, let's say, because I mentioned the market weather, the cloud is still there, right? So what if for short term, the correction still would come? If you are planning for short-term trading, so better we wait and see before we really buy, right? And if we check the indicators, if it doesn't show us the confirmed buy points, so better we wait for the confirmation, right? And then the last part is about individual stock diagnosis. So if you still have some stocks you don't know how to deal with, you can WhatsApp me the ticker or name of your stock. Later I will diagnose for you. But in order to save your time, you better begin to WhatsApp me now so that later we can begin immediately. So this is my WhatsApp number, 6592312307. Okay, so before we begin, still I have this disclaimer to make. All stocks mentioned in the video are for the purpose of demonstration and education, not recommendation. Investors should be aware of the risks involved in stock trading and take full responsibilities for their own tradings. Let's talk about the market first. Okay, so for Nasdaq, although we see the market gap up open, right? It opened high, but in the end, it closed at a very low position. Not that low, but it closed low, right? Giving us this long upper shadow. We say this is a shooting star. This is a shooting star here. This is for Nasdaq. And when did the price stop rising for the last night? Just around the 138.2% of the Fib golden retracement level, 12,496 points, right? I mentioned this level recently for several times already. We see the price unable to break up the level, it drop, get support at the 119.1%, begin to rebound the recent 3 days, right? But still seems like unable to break up the resistance level here, 138.2% of the Fib golden retracement. So means what? It's still possible that the market unable to break up the resistance, then drop again. Next time it drop to touch the 119.1% level again, not sure whether or not the level can hold. Maybe the price will drop further to, let's say, touch the 100% level, the previous high here, right? The previous high, 100%, the value is around 11,951 points. And this level already very close to the high price of the previous yellow Tai Chi signal, roughly around the same level, right? This would be the next support level, significant support level for Nasdaq, should the correction come in near future. Alright, so means for short-term trading, you still need to be quite careful. the correction at least for short term, still possibly might come. Because not only Nasdaq, if you continue to check the other two major indexes, Dow Jones, right? Dow Jones, last night it dropped. Although Nasdaq still went up a bit last night, Dow Jones and S&P 500, they both dropped. Now the three indexes disagree with each other again. We say usually when the three indexes disagree with each other, usually this means a market would change. There would be some significant change here. So now we're at a key turning point here for short term. I mean, just for short term. Medium term to long, the bigger picture always is bright. Should be a bullish in the long run. But for short term, the correction here still possibly might come. We see the price is already sideways there for 1 week, right? But sideways there for 1 week, still market hasn't yet make a decision or choose a direction for short term, okay? And then for Dow Jones, now we see the price is still lingering around the 138.2% of the Fib golden retracement level, and the strong support is the previous upward gap here, the purple box I draw here. I showed you this level a long time ago, and I also mentioned it quite a lot recently. And this level is very close to the 119.1% of the golden Fib golden retracement level, around 29,449 points, right? So in near future, the price, if the correction comes, would touch the level first. If this level cannot hold, it might drop further to cover this previous upward gap here. It's possible. Okay, so this is for Dow Jones. And then for S&P 500, roughly the same. We see the price unable to break up the 138.2% of the Fib golden retracement. And the immediate support, let's say the 119.1% is not a very strong support level, a bit weak. And the 100%, this should be a significant support level because this roughly is the same level as the high price of the previous yellow Tai Chi signal here. The value is around 3,546 points. Okay, so this is the future strong support level for S&P 500. This is for U.S. market. Because of the a bit bearish performance for U.S. last night, today we see the Southeast Asia markets all showed a weak upward momentum, at least for Singapore and for Hang Seng Index. That's the case. For Malaysia, yes, Malaysia is still went up. It is still going up now. It's for Malaysia we talk about later. So firstly, for Singapore STI here, we see yesterday there's a forceful rally yesterday, and the upper shadow here. Can you see the close price for yesterday candle, right? The close price here is the same level as the previous yellow Tai Chi. Can you see this small yellow candle here? This is also a yellow Tai Chi, and we still have resistance around the high of the yellow Tai Chi here. That's why yesterday we have this upper shadow, and the close price just closed around the high of the previous yellow Tai Chi. And now the price, what is the price for now? The price now is 2,845 points, right? It's still higher than the 80.9% of the Fib golden retracement, because the value is 2,823 points. Okay, this should be for very short term. This should be a strong support level. But if for U.S. market the correction come, our STI high probability would drop below this level. And the next significant strong support level is around 61.8% of the Fib golden retracement. The value is around 2,728 points. Okay, so for Singapore market, we also should be careful about the potential short-term correction. So that's why just now I mentioned for the Singapore several stocks I have analyzed recently, better wait for the confirmation to buy, because we would be safer if we wait for the confirmation in case that the correction for short-term come, right? Okay, so this is for STI. Then for KOCI, we already seen the price reach the second strongest resistance level, because this is the second longest blue bar here. The value, the top of this bar is, the value is 1,691 points. So make it a wrong number, 1,690 points. This is a very strong resistance level for KOCI. Today we see the price is 1,670. 70 still below, right? Still below 1,690. If the price unable to break up this resistance level, also market might drop first, correct for short term first, especially if US really correct for short term. Then KOCI already reached the significant resistance level, unable to break up, also possibly with a drop for short term at least. Of course, I already mentioned in the long run, KOCI has great potentiality because it already gave us the long term bullish reversal. Since the price break up the strongest resistance level around 1,615 points. 1,615 points. That's the strongest resistance level. Price already break up, which is this longest blue bar, right? This is 1,615. And in future, the correction come, possibly the correction would stop dropping further again around the 1,615 level here. It would be very strong support for KOCI in future, should there be a correction. Right? This is about the market performance. Generally speaking, the cloud is still there, right? We still need to be careful, at least for the short-term correction. Okay. Okay, yes, this is Hang Seng Index. Hang Seng Index today a continued drop because price unable to break up the previous high resistance, and also we have a yellow Tai Chi, and now the strongest support is around 26,293 points. This level is the bottom of this longest blue bar. This should be the final defense line for Hang Seng Index. And what is the current value for Hang Seng? Hang Seng now, the value is 26,218 points. 26,218 actually already slightly below this level. So for Hang Seng Index, it's really quite dangerous now already. If the price yet today, market close, confirmed the price still below this level here, higher probability the correction might come for short term at least, and next the strong support should be quite low. It's the next longest, second longest blue bar below is here. It's quite a big distance between the current value and this strong support below, right? So for Hong Kong market, the performance recently really is really worrisome, all right? So for those who invest in Hong Kong shares, you really need to be careful about the short-term correction. It might be quite a forceful one if the correction really come in near future. Because the support here below between this level and this level is very weak. This is empty space here. Okay, so this is about the market performance. Then let's continue to talk about individual stocks. Firstly, let's check the BNTX. Do you remember my cost price for BNTX? For BNTX, oh, sorry, give me a moment to reopen the software. Okay, so for BNTX, my cost remember, is this candle. This candle, I entered my cost is $119.43, right? I told you on that day, that's 2nd December, early this month. And after, I mentioned why I buy at that price, because it's the half level. It's the half level of this 2 long candle, right? I said this should be a significant support or resistance level. I entered 2nd December, and because the price, it didn't drop below the half level, so I keep holding. It rebounded, or it went up a bit, right? But last night before I went to sleep, right? So I saw the price already drop below my cost. Because in my previous video, I also mentioned the next target level for BNTX should be around $119.19. You remember? I said if the correction comes in near future, that should be the target level. And my cost is around the same level, right? My cost is $119.43, and the stop loss level is $119.19. So last night, before I went to sleep, I already sold it. I saw the downward momentum quite strong, and I already dropped below my stop loss level. So for this one, I managed to escape this big drop last night. It's a very forceful correction here, right? How much? Let me check. Yes, it's 14%. Big correction, right? So this is why I mentioned for many times we should set our stop loss. Making our capital safe is the most important thing for us. So as long as you set your stop loss in advance and you stick to your stop loss level, you won't lose much money in the stock market. That's for sure. The next problem is how much we can earn on the precondition that our capital is safe. The next problem is how much we can earn. If we're lucky, we can make a great amount of money. If we're not that lucky, maybe small profit, or at least we can break even. So for BNTX, I didn't get much from it. Actually, I just managed to break even for this BNTX. And when I bought this on December the 2nd, I also told you I only put a small amount of money in it. I said it's just for short-term speculation. If I'm lucky, maybe I can get quite a handsome profit from this speculation. If I'm not lucky, I already got my stop loss level. I just stop loss to avoid the risks or the big losses. Okay, and then you might ask me, why with the good news about the vaccine rolling out, right? Then the price dropped so sharply. Not only BNTX, if you check Pfizer and Moderna, they all dropped last night, right? I think the reason is because all the good news already have been realized, right? When the news realized and the price previously already gone up too much, it's a bit oversold for short-term trade. For short-term, it's already a bit oversold. But for BNTX and for the other vaccine like Moderna and Pfizer, I think in the long run should still have opportunities. But that's for long-term, medium-term to long-term. For short-term speculation, you should have sold away last night. All right, just like me, what I have done yesterday. But in the long run, I believe this BNTX still has potentiality. For medium term to long term, after this short term correction, let's say currently the price is around the yellow line of homely rainbow, right? This should be a strong support here. The price gets support. Maybe in near future there would be some, let's say, sideways. The price, if a continued drop, I think it will be not that easy for the price to drop below the last yellow line. Last yellow line is $97, around that value, and the first yellow line is $105, right? 105. I think this area between the first yellow line, last yellow line should be quite a strong support for BNTX for medium term to long term trading. But for short term, you should leave, right? For medium term to long, if the price gets support here, then turn upward again, maybe after some sideways consolidation here, or maybe the price is drop some small correction but still above the yellow line, right? After some correction or some consolidation, if next time the price go back above the $119.19 again, you can try again, You can try again in future if the price can back above the $119.19 again. Yes, that would be maybe another time to enter for short-term trading, or maybe for medium-term trading also can. Yes, so this is about BNTX, right? In the long run, still has the potentiality, but for short-term, I already sold away. Okay, I already sold away. Stop loss, let's say, I already stop loss last night. And the other thing is you also should follow the multicolored dragon, right? If in future the correction here, the green bar means the retailers never exceed 25%. Then also this is the double confirmation. Still, the upward momentum is still there. Still, it's quite healthy medium term to long term uptrend. But if in future the retailers more than 25%, right, and remain above 25%, means for medium term at least, the upward momentum already turned very weak or turned bearish for medium term. So the multicolored dragon green bar also is a very good criteria for you to check in future. Okay, so this is about BNTX. And on the other hand, for Enphase, yesterday also there is some investor who asked me to diagnose Enphase, right? So for Enphase, because you see so much big boys there, and it's quite stably around 75%. This kind of stock is the extremely bullish type. And yesterday, because that's the first risk cycle, right? And the day before yesterday, that's the first risk cycle. Last night, we say roughly this should be a confirmation to buy, right? The close price is just around the high of the first risk cycle candle here. So for this one, maybe it would give us the short-term, at least the short-term rally in near future. That's high probability. Of course, we say the software, the success rate cannot guarantee 100%. Means you always need to set your stop loss level. What if, let's say, recently the US suddenly gave us the very forceful correction? It's not impossible, right? Everything is possible for stock investment. Then, although this is a strong stock, maybe also would be influenced and then would drop, right? Then, if it didn't go up, it drop, you need to think about your stop loss level. So, what is our stop loss level? You can set the open price of this first risk cycle candle as your stop loss level. Open price is $133.38. $133.38. That's the open price for the first red circle candle here. Okay, so this is for Enphase Energy. It might give us the possible short-term rally in near future, but stop loss you need to set in case that the price drop, right? Okay, so this is about the US market. Then for Singapore market, because I mentioned just now, if the possible correction come, and better we wait for the confirmation. Yesterday, I mentioned about Olam. It's also the first red circle, right? It's first red circle, and we should wait for the confirmation to buy. Confirmation, the close price of this first red circle is here. And if we check the performance for today, let's check 032 Olam. You see, the price today still below, a little bit below the close price of the first red circle candle here, right? So better you wait for the confirmation. You can keep monitoring, but if you get the confirmation, you can be safer. This is for Olam, and the other one is Delgro, right? Delgro, you see, today market opened around the high of yesterday candle, but it began to drop after market open. So we don't have the confirmation yet for Delgro. It still has the potentiality, but we should keep monitoring. And the other one is Thai beverage. Is it? Yeah, I think it's Thai beverage, right? Yes. First red circle, no confirmation yet until now. After the first red circle, we got 3 days. Price below the high of the first red circle. Still need to wait for the confirmation for this. Okay. And then on the other hand, the superstar in the Singapore market, our Nanofilm. Okay. Continue soaring today, right? Of course, we see now this is a upper shadow here. It's relatively a long upper shadow, means we have selling pressure above. The selling pressure here is a bit strong now, but it doesn't mean that the price would, let's say, drop sharply now, begin to drop sharply now. For this one, I mentioned, wait for the yellow Tai Chi signal. When the yellow Tai Chi signal comes, the price drop below the low of the yellow Tai Chi. That's the time we can sell for short-term trading. But in the long run, this one may give us very great opportunity. I think for medium term to long, you still can keep holding. If we go to the end of day selfie, right? In the long run, now because we don't have the yellow lines for Homely Rainbow, it's a new share, right? New share, the history is not long enough for the yellow lines and the white lines to appear. Now we only have red lines, okay? I think in the long run, the price should, the direction should still be upward. So in order to secure our profit for short term and also catch the medium term to long term profit, right? We can sell partially if in future we have the sell point confirmed. For short term, we can take profit in future, but we can keep some positions for medium term to long so that we can maximize our profit in the stock market. This is for Nanofilm. Okay, so that's about the sharing for today. Do you have stocks to diagnose for today? Let me check. Anyone sent me any stock? Yes, we've got AMD. Okay, advanced micro derivatives, right? Oh yes, AMD also show us the first red circle. Yes, the pattern here also is a good pattern. We have the price already above the previous yellow Tai Chi. The previous yellow Tai Chi already become the history because the price already successfully break up the resistance, and already successfully break up the previous yellow Tai Chi. And for short term, after the breakthrough of the yellow Tai Chi, we have some sideways there, right, for more than 1 week, roughly 2 weeks. And now again, we have the first ray circle. The pattern here is very beautiful. If the first ray circle is confirmed tonight, also is regarded as a short-term buy point. Yes, so AMD, the pattern is very beautiful. Yes, I think yes, this member, I think maybe it's not convenient to tell you his name, but this is our member already. He has really learned very well. So I see that he can always pick the very good stocks, the stocks with potentiality. That's very good. And I'm proud of you actually because you have learned well with the guidance of homely courses and the staff's homely, right? That's good. So the next one is GEVO. Yes, it's the first ray circle and the previous yellow Tai Chi. Wait for price break up. The high of the first ray circle is very close to the high of the previous yellow Tai Chi. If price give us the confirmation to buy, also the price would clear the previous high of the Tai Chi. That should be good. But it's a very cheap stock, you know. It's just a $2, right? For very cheap stocks, better we regard it as short-term speculation first. Yes, you regard it as a short-term speculation. Maybe in future this one is really for short-term the rally is a very great one. Your cost, the price is very far away from your cost already, and the pattern is very beautiful in future. Then you maybe still can consider keep some position for medium-term to long-term trading. But for now, let's say, we better regard it as a short-term speculation first, okay? The other one is SPWR. Oh yes, this SunPower. SunPower also is the solar energy stock, right? The same as Enphase. Enphase also belong to the same sector. SPWR, SunPower. Oh yes, it's also the first ray circle. But for this one, we also need to wait for the confirmation, right? If we have the confirmation, maybe still would give us a forceful rally in the near future. Okay, so the stocks you picked are all good ones with great potentiality. I think as long as you stick to this method here, you can always catch the great profit, great opportunities in the market, and always you can avoid the big risks because at the very beginning you are the winner. You have picked the good stock, the right stock with big boys, more than 75%, quite stably. This is called the extremely bullish type. I mentioned for many times, making the right choice is far more important than working hard. If you stick to the strong stocks controlled by big boys, you already win. You already have gained an edge over the majority of investors in the stock market. All right, so yes, that's all for today's sharing. In the end, I really need to remind you about the potential short-term correction. All right, so we should be careful. You should set your stop loss level if you are trading for short-term. All right, that's all for today. And don't forget to support me and share this video with your friends. All right, so that's all about today. Thanks for watching, and I will look forward to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.